The hottest new costume to hit stores is the Trump Groper costume. Actually, it's probably the most haunting Halloween costume you will ever see. There is a photo of it for you right there. So this comes from journalist Jemima Goldsmith, who debuted the costume at the Unicef UK Halloween Ball and is now selling it on eBay. She says in a tweet, quote, "My Trump Groper Halloween costume now on eBay, money to Syrian refugees because that's what Donald would want." So the proceeds are going to charity. The costume is currently going for around $3,000 on eBay, and the bidding will end October 28th, 2016. So you better get on it if you want this costume in time for Halloween. Some people are saying that this costume is insensitive. I want to get a reaction from you guys because for me, look, it's political fodder. It's fair game.
Absolutely. I mean, if SNL can do skits that are super duper popular, getting millions of views on YouTube, this costume is everything. If I went to a Halloween party and saw this Halloween costume, I would high five the woman who was wearing it. Because one, it's super creative, it's comical, and it's funny. And I get the inherent insensitivity with the costume, but there's so much insensitive things online about Donald Trump in addition to what's happened with him and Billy Bush that this is not that big a deal. It's very funny. And the girl and it looks amazing.
He created this costume himself. He was the one that said grab him by the pussy, okay? He created his own persona as the groper. So what do you expect? This is what's going to happen.
I'm a little confused by the costume, though I kind of love it. Is it that the woman wears the Trump around her?
Yeah, yes. I think it's like it's like sort of a finagling, like a backpack type thing. I'm no costume expert, but it looks as though maybe it's tied around her waist,
and then it's draped over her,
she looks so much like Melania.
I was going to say
she really did nail it with this.
No, I actually think that it's overly kind to Trump because it seems like he's just hugging his wife.
Right.
When in fact he was molesting women while she was pregnant and upstairs. So the real story is much worse than the actual costume.
But do you think this is inappropriate? Do you think it's insensitive?
Well, look, some people are actually who are progressive will probably complain about this costume because they'll say, hey, it might trigger people who have gone through sexual assault and don't take it lightly. And I get that. I'm sure conservatives will be mad too, like, oh no, man, Trump didn't do what 8,000 women are alleging he did, right? And the thing that he said he did on tape. Right? So I get that people will be mad, and I think I feel bad for the folks who have gone through this, obviously, and they're out for Halloween, and they run into this. But on the other hand, I've said this, and I've been consistent on all the Halloween costume stories. We gotta bring it down a little bit. It's Halloween. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. And if you're gonna freak out, maybe don't go out on Halloween, right? I'm fine with the sexy burqa. I'm fine with this. I'm fine with. It's just my line is way out there. Don't do blackface, okay? Outside of that, get drunk and get a Trump outfit. And I know it's creepy, but it's supposed to be creepy. It's Halloween. We also, by the way, I like that we're like, no, that's a problem. But people dressed as Jeffrey Dahmer who eats children, that's fine. Right?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Grace, for being back to how amazing the costume is. First of all, she went hard and went hard. She made it happen. She looks stunning. But if you walked into a party this Halloween and saw this costume, what would be your first reaction?
Oh, that's a good question, Jason. If I walked in and saw my friend dressed as this, I think I would be initially quite shocked. It would be very distracting. But I don't know if I would be offended. But, I'm in the camp that I hate Donald Trump. I think he is a despicable person. I'm also a comedian. So a lot of the things that gross me out, that make me feel uneasy, my peers and I like to laugh at because it sort of alleviates the tension that we feel when discussing Donald Trump and the very serious allegations against him. So I'm sort of a unique case in that, yeah, I probably would find this funny, but I absolutely would understand the people that are looking at this and find it offensive and find it absolutely insensitive. It is. It just matters what your sort of comedic sensibilities are here and where you draw the line. And for me, I think it's gross. I think it's uncomfortable, but I think that he asked for it. And whatever you can do to tear down this creep before the election, do it. That's what I think.
Yeah, and I might be biased here because one year I went as Long Dong Silver.
Oh my God.
Long Dong Silver?
That was referenced. I only did political costumes because I was that large a dork. I said dork. But it's because he was referenced in the Anita Hill hearings, Clarence Thomas,
yes. Like that
and that you used to watch and reference Long Dong Silver. So I went as Long Dong Silver. The good news is I didn't need a costume.
Shut up.
Ew,
Oh, wow.
Cenk.
Kaboom.
Ew.
Wow.
Everyone, all of you.
The whole 2-hour podcast of the Young Turks, commercial-free.
You're gonna get it.
If you become a member, tytnetwork.com/join.